step forward.
Hello, everybody. Thwip. We're here for another episode of the Dinner Now podcast. We are reviewing Thwip. You already know what it is.
That's
Thwip, nigga. Whip. We're reacting to Across the Spider-Verse. I know this is probably gonna be like the second video. Well, it's gonna be like 3. I'm probably gonna put them all up today since they're reactions to trailers. So you already know what it is. Part 2, Across the Spider-Verse. You guys have any thoughts going in before we started?
They have a lot to live up to, considering the success of the first one and the reception of that. So I hope they can do something to approach that.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, call a spade. The first one is, in my opinion, still the single best Spider-Man movie and one of the single best superhero movies. And it was my favorite movie of the year that it came out. I mean, it's top tier. I get a full mark. I saw it 5 times in the theater, full price. I know you have to have measured expectations, but it's like Otis said, it's a lot to live up to.
Best Spider-Man movie is bold. That's bold. I had to think about that for a little bit, but you may not be far off from that.
I mean, Miles Morales is my personal favorite hero overall. So I mean, I want to see him continue to do well. Yeah.
But out of everything, interesting.
I would say I actually like him more in the Miles Morales' representation or portrayal in the movie than he was in the Ultimate comic where he was and stuff.
I'm just a fan of his aesthetic. I mean, I loved playing through him in his version of the Spider-Man game.
Yeah, I didn't know you two were that big of a Miles fans like that. That's crazy. Interesting.
I mean,
my phone wallpaper has been Miles Morales for like years.
Yeah, I saw that too. Also, Otis dresses, for those who don't know, Otis wears black and red a lot like Miles does too. So
this is he's from Chicago though.
Well, fair. That's fair.
What anywho.
The Bulls?
To the
Where's your mind going,
Jordans,
sir? Where's your mind going?
That's the classic Jordan.
See, got your ass. Where's your mind going?
Miles, want to get out of here?
Oh, when? So wait a minute. There's an elite crew with all the best spider people in it? Who's the new guy? This is unbelievable. This is the lobby.
Let's see like how many Spider-Man are looking at.
Miguel O'Hara. The whole thing was his idea.
What's a guy got to do to join this spider team?
You can never be part of this.
Don't even get me started on Doctor Strange, little nerd back on Earth 1999.
Oscar Isaac, boy.
Go easy on the kid. He had a terrible teacher.
Peter.
Miles.
They actually referenced the MCU.
I'll take it from here. Miles, being Spider-Man.
Same comic style, boy.
You have a choice between saving one person and saving every world.
Yeah, I mean, the art looks fire.
Send me off. I can't do that.
I can do both. Spider-Man always.
Not always.
What about Uncle Ben?
If not for Uncle Ben, most of us would be.
Fuck Uncle Ben.
Can't stop me now.
That's a jam.
I can't lose one more friend.
That isn't what we talked about.
Okay.
All the Spider-Man train full of Spider-Man.
What you're doing?
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
All stations, stop Spider-Man.
Hey, they got my boy Unlimited. Okay.
Gordon Riley.
I've been my Spider-Man Unlimited.
And then I looked at my uncle and
Let me guess. He died.
I'm Brooke, one only Spider-Man. And things are going great.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to be here at 5.
All right, whatever.
Wow.
Whatever?
So are you like a cow or a Dalmatian?
I am
Oh shit.
the Spot. That's not funny.
Don't do that.
Remember him? D-lister.
Miles's grades are pretty good. A in AP Physics.
That's my little man.
And a B in Spanish.
Ooh, okay.
Miles.
Are you trying
Mira, eso es imposible.
I gotta go. All right, bye.
He's lying to you. And I think you know it.
So
I forgot the Spot was there.
You know, it's funny. Oh, go ahead. No, I was talking about the Spot in particular, Attack on that bar. I don't know if you guys are reading any of the current stuff for like Carnage and him being like a god murdering people across the universe and shit now.
Close to the Spot is not. He could do it if he wanted to.
So he pretty much used, because Spot, the way his powers work is like he used him to basically like travel dimensions essentially. Like Carnage pretty much caught him and ripped him to pieces and like absorbed his power pretty much.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if that was like a mod, like a little nod to the current comics or not, but I was like, why else did they bring out Spot randomly?
Well, because this obviously I'm guessing the current you're talking about is the 616 universe one, not the Ultimate Universe one, right?
Well, they haven't written for Ultimate's been done for a minute now. This is like current, like brand.
So
like,
616.
Possibly. Maybe a What If universe. I'm not sure, but I know this is like issues that came out like within like the last couple months.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. If you guys haven't read it, it's a dope run. I'll check it out.
Like, I think that spot in the comic in the trailer we just saw is obviously the Ultimate Universe one. Miles Morales is the Spider-Man of the Ultimate Universe. He's not our.
Is he really?
One. He's He's not 616. Yeah, that's the whole idea.
He was Ultimate Universe. Confirm that one.
No, that's what that Peter the Peter we see. That Peter is from ours. That's 616 universe.
So this must be Maguire supposed to be, I guess.
I guess so.
Because they referenced Doctor Strange, like the events from the last movie. They said it was like 1.99999 or something like that.
Whatever that was, yeah. But you remember in the first film, Into the Spider-Verse, their Doc Ock was that woman. So that's not ours. Is of course Octavius, which is that's the 616 version. So we're in the other Ultimate Universe. So everything's different there.
I don't know because it's a whole lot because it's weird. Like they just like referenced that and called that universe like 1999999 like in the trailer. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe we'll get more clarification. But
getting back to the trailer,
right?
Is it just me or did Oscar Isaac give more Moon Knight in this than he did in his own show?
I'm not doing that with you today. We're not doing this.
Am I wrong though? Like,
I think you are, but we won't get into that.
That's another.
We should have saved that for the review. Did we do a review of Moon Knight?
Oh, bag of worms. Oscar, that guy's working. He's working his ass off, ain't he? Though
him and Pedro, boy, them dudes, they some working bros
racking up, stacking paper. But yeah, I'm glad you brought up Oscar Isaac, aka Moon Knight. From what I remember, I haven't read 2099 since the 90s. The comic, what's his name? I forgot his name.
Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah, Miguel, right? Miguel. He wasn't that buff, like massive. Like, he was juiced up.
Yeah,
he was pretty big.
Was he that big though? Was he like?
I mean, maybe they were probably like making him bigger for like the comic, but I remember him being pretty big.
Yeah, he was. I know he was in shape and stuff, but he wasn't that like aggressive either. He was like
he was pretty great. He was a dark Spider-Man.
He killed people.
He was a mean guy.
His universe is really fucking dark, bro.
Yeah.
He did kill
sliding him as the villain is actually kind of brilliant. So that's it made a lot of sense to me. So that's one point that I'll give them already. I mean, so like as opposed to the other trailer that we watched earlier, this one actually did kind of get me excited just seeing
of course
how they're setting things up for it. I'm looking forward to seeing more of this because like again, going into the original, how good that ended up turning out. They look like they bringing some of that same level of intensity to this. I mean, this looks real.
I feel like they gave too much away in the trailer. Like I should know the whole plot of the movie. I should know the whole plot from the trailer.
Say that. And I agree. We know, regardless of how much you know about 2099 Spider-Man, we know pretty much he's kind of the villain, or at least involved with being the antagonist to Miles in some capacity. We know that already. We know he pretty much unleashes all the Spider-Man across the universes against Miles Morales. So those are some major plot points. I'm sure there'll be something else in the third act, but those are some major plot points.
I guess it makes sense that he's the one because he's the only like time traveler like that I can think of. Well, yeah, because Miles is the only one in the comics I can think of that like multiverse hops like that. Him and like Gwen,
yeah, because they have kids and other.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish they would have like bait and switched this at least, like tried to, like with having maybe Miguel seem like he's about to be the new buddy guy or he's around and have another villain and then bait and switch it. It's one of those things I feel like because they know people are gonna watch it because the first one was so good that like they didn't really care as much to hide stuff with this trailer.
I know what you're saying.
We know the entire. Maybe there's some stuff we don't see, obviously, but it feels like I know the whole plot of the film.
I'm actually on the opposite end because like going into this, I had no idea what they were trying to do. So like I was more hesitant trying to figure out like, okay, like what are they going to try to like force into this to make this interesting and still continue the multiverse aspect of it. Like seeing that it's another Spider-Man, I was like, oh, I want to see how that plays out personally. That's a draw for me. But I mean,
yeah, for me, like it's not. It doesn't sound harsh, but the characters are interesting. I'm watching it for like the development, but I'm not interested in the story like that. The story seems pretty like I feel like I've read this. Granted, I've probably read not a lot. I'm not an avid elite comic reader as of late, but I've read a lot of Spider-Man stuff, and I feel like I've seen this story before. But
they
again,
just had
that's
the story.
That's from a comic reader though, so again, that could just be me. But I am interested in like seeing how like Miles develops, seeing his and Gwen's relationship go forward, see how that universe progresses. I'm interested in the character. That's the best thing about the last movie to me was the characters were really great. I think the plot was probably the weaker part of that last film as well. But they just
and the plot, the plot was kind of, if you think about it, it's like this is a weird. He has a weird plot to how does this even work? How you bring people back?
I can't tell you what the plot was. I'm like Kingpin, Spider-Man, and whatever happened.
But it's thing is, it's kind of like, it doesn't matter. It's set dressing. It's set dressing. It's all about the characters. And the characters were phenomenal, and all the characters are back here. All the voice artists are back. Kelly Stanfield, Jake Johnson, of course, our boy Shamar Moore. It's for Miles, so it's all here. I'm glad I'm here for it. I got Oscar Isaac in there now too, which is great. I think it'll be fun. I think when I'm with Otis, I think that it's going to be they're saying these things in the trailer because they're trying to set us up in a sense, almost a misdirection. I imagine the third act, the real threat, will be shown because we don't even know why it is that Miles Morales is trying to stand up against 2099 Spider-Man. We don't know what's going on there too, so it's a lot we still don't actually know. I'm
hoping it's more Lun and the Spider Gang. But I feel like it's a little too dark to do because he has to like murder a lot of Spider-Men to like for that to be a story. But I don't know. Like to me, like the only time, to my knowledge, in the comics where Miles is time jumping and like fighting people across dimensions, was the more Lun and the whole web of destiny type thing, where he was going from universe to universe, killing spider totems to get stronger.
Which is very dark. That's no reality. Which is not going to extremely dark. They're not going to put that in this more or less a kids friendly movie.
So
but I think another thing too to my characters, obviously, Gwen and Miles had amazing chemistry in the last film. They have it again in this one. It'd be cool if they actually showed them, actually kind of get together in some capacity here. Right, we know in the comics they do. They actually have like 3 kids, I think it is, something like that.
Something like that.
And one of the timelines that shows that playing out. So it'd be kind of cool to see that happen. Also, Miles is now. I mean, he's probably maybe a freshman or a sophomore in the first movie. He's at least like
a junior, senior,
18, now. Going into like he looks like a man. He's about as tall as Otis in this movie. So it's cool to see that time has passed.
I think he's kind of short in the comics, actually, isn't he?
In the comics, he's really short. Yeah, he's very short in the comics.
But it's interesting though. I'm excited though. I'm really excited. I'm hoping that this is like their segue into bringing him into the MCU possibly, or at least into like movies with Tom Holland and his own spinoff movies. Maybe, I don't know.
They already mentioned him once. They already mentioned him directly.
Exactly, with the Doctor Strange, and unless there's like a coincidental Strange and Spider-Man in that universe doing something weird too, but I doubt it.
Because Donald Glover was in Homecoming. He says my nephew. Because Donald Glover played the Prowler basically. Yeah.
I'm curious to just see how much this has been pre-planned. I feel like a lot of this stuff like recently has been kind of like off the cuff when it comes to Marvel, with how they've been moving so far.
This is Sony. I know Marvel.
We're working together.
Involvement in it. Yeah. But the production is Sony.
Because the animation, I'm not sure how involved Marvel Studios is with the animation department over at Sony. I don't know.
They got to be. If they're gonna I feel like with a character like Miles, as far as like just from a pure money making basis, they saw how much bread they made bringing Tom Holland into the MCU. I doubt that they didn't like discuss bringing in Miles like at least after the first movie was successful. They didn't immediately was like, hey, we got to get him in here somehow.
Agreed. I mean, they made a whole game because if y'all know that game was supposed to be a DLC originally, but he was so popular from the movie, they said let's give him his own game, and that sold like gangbusters too. So.
Which is a possibility because I know didn't Marvel like they cut all production for everything they were working on and push it back because they had differences or things going on. So we'll see. It's been dysfunctional in the superhero land as of late when it comes to Marvel and DC.
There's been some shakeups.
Yeah, we're gonna see. But I'm excited though. I've kind of rambled a lot here. Do you guys have any other closing thoughts about this particular trailer?
I mean, aesthetically, it looked like what I wish that I saw in Multiverse of Madness. So I mean, I'm hoping to capitalize off of some of the failures from previous films that were similar to this, and then make this into a good one.
I wanted the horror films. I was satisfied.
I think. I mean, just piggybacking on what Otis said. I think like Otis was saying, Lord and Miller, but the previous film, they're taking full advantage of the medium. This is animation. Like y'all know, my favorite medium is animation for several reasons. One of them is because you can do all this stuff with animation that you can't do with live action. So Looking forward
Same
to the
here.
review, yeah.
I feel like that's it for all of us, isn't it? I know it's me and Ethan. I know animation is your
I know
favorite
Otis
medium
is-
too, as well. Otis.
No, just watch anime for the heck of it.
I mean, you can still like it and not be your favorite. Fair enough. We've been rambling. We got to get back. We trying to get back in the rhythm, people. It's been a minute. We've been out of the saddle.
I love it. I love it. End on that right there. But whenever you do Otis and Charlie, cut right there. Cut where Otis just says that line and cut there the credits. And actually, roll credits. Roll some credits there too.
Yeah, I don't have a. Just don't fuck it up, please, Marvel. They already did a good once.